Hey, what's going on guys? Mixuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Grixis control deck for standard best of 3. So I'm back on my best of 3 grind. I've been playing it a lot this season, mostly for fun. I typically just make a lot of best of 1 content. I think it's better for content creation, but for the sake of the format, I'm having a lot of fun in best of 3. I don't know, just it feels like there's more to play with there. I feel like the meta is less, not solidified, because the meta is pretty solidified, but less stale. You see a lot less of the exact same deck over and over again, at least in my experience. So we're looking at Grixis today, and it is basically a Dimir control deck, splashing red for just a couple of cards. The two of them are new, and one of them isn't, so we'll go over the new ones first. We got Expressive Iteration. I love this card. I've been playing it in a lot of decks. We've been playing Is It Spells, I've been playing Jeskai Control, and I've been playing this deck, and this card is nuts. So for those of you that haven't seen it before, it's an Is It, and you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, put one of them on the bottom of your library, and exile one of them. You may play the exiled card this turn. So basically, the way I read this card is draw a card of mostly your choice and then hit a land drop. You pretty much never cast this on 2. I literally never have. Rarely cast it on 3. It's more of like a mid-game card where it lets you hit a land drop and put a key card in your hand from the other 2. It's like a big scry kind of. I don't know. The card's just very powerful. You have to see it in action for you to fully grasp it. It's really good against anything more controlling or slow, but it can be okay against aggressive decks based on the amount of removal and sweepers we have. But yeah, this card is nuts. And in the late game, you can just grab 2 cards that aren't lands and make sure you just are gassed up. So it could be draw 2 cards that are actual playables as long as you play one this turn. So card's great. Really, really strong incentive to splash red. Another card we have is Prismari Command. So again, you've probably seen this card around. You get to choose 2, either shock something, draw 2, ditch 2, make a treasure, or blow up an artifact. Blowing up an artifact comes up. It won't be your most commonly used mode, but it's definitely a relevant mode of the card. You can also ramp. If you really need to hit like a Shark Typhoon, like a big shark, or you really need to hit Liliana or Valky, then making a treasure is great. If after sideboard, because you play Croxa on the board, if you really need double red, then you can make a treasure and then make sure you have double red for Croxa. Most often though, we're killing a thing, shocking something, and drawing 2 and ditching 2 to basically just cycle through our deck and find what we're looking for. I really like this card. We play quite a bit at instant speed, so it's good for that. And the last red card in the main deck is Valky / Tybalt Cosmic Imposter. We are Grixis and we are control, so we gotta play the big 7 mana Planeswalker that can be a kind of win con, but just mostly a crazy card advantage engine. So you can play the Valky side, obviously, just like if you're against something super aggressive and take a creature, but it's mostly here for the at 7 mana Planeswalker side. So we can just put that there for now, or if you want, we can put it one further, but it just looks so clean like this. Anyways, the rest of the deck is just a clean kind of Yorion control shell. We are Yorion because it's just a free card. The cost is so cheap, and we just have to run a couple more lands and a couple more spells. And there are so many good spells to run in Grixis, or mostly Dimir, but the Grixis splash does help, that it's not that big of an issue. So we got some Clings. This card might conflict with the Croxes we have in the sideboard, but I found that I really only want to bring in the Croxes against other control decks or rogues, and in those matchups, you're happy to have both. Or you might be siding out a Cling against control and putting in more Croxes, but against rogues, you are happy to have the 4 escape cards, so there's no conflict there. Croxes in the sideboard, I feel like it's a little bit too risky to have them in the main deck in best of 3. So yes, we got some Clings, life gain, draw cards, can obviously clean out your yard. Negates, just there's so many non-creature spells to counter, very important. Omens, because we're a Yorion deck. Removal, more Heartless Act, because I am more worried about Winota. Commands, we went over. Nightmare, amazing against rogues, serviceable against Ultimatum, and serviceable against the Gruul and Mono Red, especially on the on the play, because then they still have cheaper creatures and you're not super overwhelmed at that point. So, pretty good card. I really like Nightmare. It does a little bit of everything. Counter spells, super important. These ones are great. They dodge hand hate. 1 main deck dispute, just your opponent has to play around it after you've shown 1. And post board, we have even more disputes. We got some Beholds, more card advantage. We got some Extinction Events, pretty much the best sweeper right now, aside from like Doomscar, but I'd argue that this is even better. We got some Ashioks, Wincon Planeswalker, card advantage. Liliana, Wincon Planeswalker, card advantage. Love this card. Every deck I played in, it performs super well. We got Valky, obviously, win con Planeswalker, or not necessarily win con, but can end the game, or can help end the game. And we got some Shark Typhoons. As another win con, you can just cycle it, make a shark, block something, or later on you can slam it and just go from there. The mana base, I don't really want to play more tap lands than I have to, and if this was Dimir, we'd be playing more DFCs, but because we're in Grixis, I do want some temples. I want the blue ones, the ones that produce red also. We don't want the Rakdos Temple. We don't want red black because we're mostly blue. We do play a bit, like quite a bit of black and a little bit of red. So we want the blue lands, especially post board. We really want more red. So you could probably get away in best of one by cutting these. Well, with cutting these and just running, honestly, the Sultai pathway for land types. But we do want 2 red post board. So we have some of these temples. Dimir Temple. You can run the Triumph if you want. I just prefer the temples in this type of deck. We have all the pathways, all the Grixis colored ones, passage, 1 mountain in case you need it. The rest is swamps and islands, and some castles to round up the mana base. Sideboard, we got, oh, I hate how they do it now. It doesn't look too good. But yeah, we got 2 negates for control. We got some duresses for control. Test of Talents for control. Also, these duresses and negates can come against rogues to a certain extent. Kroxa really helps in that matchup. Dispute comes in against control rogues. Tome against control, I like to have 1 in the board. I think it's a neat little addition. And for aggro, we have more removal and more sweepers. You can try Bloodchief's Thirst, but I've been having success with just some more eliminates. Anyways, guys, if you're enjoying the best of 3 content, let me know. The deck will still be in the description down below. As always, if you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it from you guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, on the play, perfect. Hand is slow, no Yorion. We got some Scries though, so I think we keep. Worst case, turn 4, we have a sweeper, opponent mulligans, which might help us out with this. 5 lands is great, it means we can pretty much bottom every other land from here, and we have all our colors. So this could be a greedy keep, but I think it is okay. Command. Also a little bit slow. But I think that's a keep. Ideally, we hit a 2-mana spell there, but I think it's fine. We can get other tap land out of the way against what looks like Mardu Sacrifice. Could be Rakdos Sacrifice. Behold, card advantage. It's not horrible. I mean, we're gonna need some more removal. This can help us get there. Sure. I think we just keep everything that's not a land to make sure we don't flood out from here. Because keeping a 5-lander is a little bit risky. This can help us ramp if we want it to. It can also, you know, dig out some lands. Alright. Opponent just gonna hit me with their flyer. Sure. Put this on red. Get the Grixis mana online. Not gonna foretell this. At least not yet. I want to hold open the command. Okay. So, opponent will bolt in their Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. Eye Twitch will connect. I think we command here. And then we draw 2 and then make a treasure. Target me twice. What do we drop off? I think we do 1 land. And the Omen. I kind of want to keep these lands for a bit. Sure. Seems okay. Another event. We have technically land 6 in the treasure for Liliana. So what do we grab? We grab Swamp in case we draw a castle and we want it to come in untapped, and we have blue here for untapped castle. We event for Odd, which is also why I didn't shock the Eye Twitch. We can take 1 damage now, and we don't get to learn off of it. And now if they just play 1 threat, like let's say they fetch white, play Exodus, which is very possible, we can play Liliana and make them sacrifice it. And then they have to respect the Planeswalker. Ooh, no white, okay. Unless they really just want double black for something. They play Kroxa, which is a little frustrating. How greedy are we? Do we just drop off land? Sorry about my voice. Or do we want to just slam Liliana? Oh, and they plumb to draw some cards. That Croxa will be coming back, but at least it'll take a little while. I think we can drop off the event. Okay. Not punished. Well, I mean, I guess a little bit punished for not ditching the land, but this is okay. We can resolve Liliana, and we can start trying to make them respect it. Grab the other big planeswalker. Cool. So yeah, any creature the opponent plays, like, if they even had enough cards in the yard to escape Croxa, then we discard something, we can just make them sacrifice it. Right now we're on 5 lands. Forbidden Friendship comes down. Haste creature, sure. Still gonna be difficult to... Well, not difficult to keep up with the loyalty, but something they have to respect for a while. Shark Typhoon, I mean, we could slam it. I don't think we do that just yet. Let's plus. Fill our yard. This card also has great synergy with all the escape cards we play. Put 1 card into my hand. I can grab the Omen. Could grab land, which is kind of unexciting. I think we just get Omen and keep Kling in the yard. We can exile their Croxa now.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
Put this on red. And now what? How much mana do we have? We have 6 mana. I can slam a Shark Typhoon. Do they even have a way to remove a slam Shark Typhoon? I mean, it's probably super aggressive. How punished can we get? We have a bunch of card draw. I can just cycle, make a big blocker shark. Opponent can't even escape the Croxa yet. Oh man, maybe it is correct to slam it, but I think we have so much gas that we don't really need to. I can play it a lot safer. And I'm not going to foretell this just yet. I think we just wait. Cool. They're not going to be attacking my face for a while. If they get another card in the yard, or try to, I will Kling out the Croxa. Sure. They can start pushing this thing lower on loyalty. As long as it's alive, I'm happy. It draws me a card every turn. And we are 80 card deck. I'm not too worried about milling myself out.
You're quite the pest.
But yeah, if they make me Kling their Croxa, I can Kling plus Omen, and I'm still pretty happy with that turn. Yep, opponent's looking at my Kling. I could have also put this in my hand, but I don't really see a reason to. It's pretty much a free discard, or a free mill. Alright, what you got? They claim to put another card in the yard. Yeah, I'm good. Let's drop off Croxa. So they just basically go neg 1 card. We gain and drain them with Professor Onyx. Love that little Magecraft passive. Can they do something? Which is why I didn't like claim on upkeep or anything, because if they're putting cards on the stack to fill their yard, it means we could just Kling in response. They plumb. Okay. The Croxa will still be out of the yard. They get to gas up a little bit, but I think that's fine. It's going to be a while before they can kill me. Opponent goes to 10. The Kling is on the stack, so they stomp Liliana. Okay.
I got a lecture for you.
We gain some life. Kling literally does nothing. And they play a Scorpion. Alright. Let's Omen. Sadly, no Magecraft trigger. I mean, I'll take a land. This will shuffle the deck anyways. Do I have anything at the bottom that I care about being there? Not really, so sure. We'll take the passage, just 1 land. Oh, well, meant to take a land. Not punished. My bad. This is fine. We probably would have hit a land anyways off this. Let's see. Second Nightmare. Castle. We can just grab Nightmare. Alright. 7 mana, what do we do with it? Can play Elspeth's Nightmare, and then I'll have 4 mana left. Can pass with Cling open and Behold open also. I could be more aggressive and try to close the game out by slamming Shark Typhoon and then doing nothing, but I think just chilling is fine. Just playing Nightmare, playing it nice and slow, and eventually just draining them out with Magecraft triggers and overwhelming card advantage. Yeah, we can pass. Also, even more exile in the form of these nightmares is really cool. Castle. Bone Crusher Giant. Opponent's drawn a lot of cards off these plums, but this nightmare might actually be able to hit something, like another claim. Awakening. Do I care? Like, I could stop that, but do I really care? Not really. This dies to my other nightmare, so sure. Let's Behold. I guess we keep hitting land, but we're probably gonna find some more off Liliana. Plus, we get 2 more draws. Okay. No more land. This can help us hit land. And there's another claim. Shout out to the opponent for having all these different arts. Let's draw. I guess removal. I mean, the opponent's dead, right? Like they're not winning this game.
There has to be an answer here.
Play iteration. Try to hit land. 1 in my hand. Omen. 1 in my library. And exile 1. Okay. I guess we can get a second red source down, just in case. And now we have 6 mana. What do we do with it? Can play second Nightmare. And then shoot this. I could also just shoot, and then Omen. Sure. Nice and easy. Million sources of card advantage. Nice and chill. Yep. Eliminate. Magecraft trigger. If they start drawing cards off this castle, it will probably kill them. Well, I guess they do get to heal off that, which is fair, but, you know. And we take a bit more damage off targeting the Bone Crusher Giant, but I think it's all fine. Opponent draws, takes even more damage. Technically, if I had another instant or sorcery to cast, I think they're just dead, based on how the way this is resolving. But sadly we don't. Kazul's Fury. I fling at Liliana. Okay. Sure. You did it. And we're gonna get into their hand. I think we're good for now. Ashiok, land. Oh, sorry, we already got into their hand. We get to exile their yard. So, I mean, do I just chill and try to cycle? This is good. Do I just chill and try to cycle a shark? Do I just slam Typhoon? And then do nothing? I mean, I can buy and play Yorion. Ashiok plus Yorion? Seems good. Let's buy Yorion, and now we could probably deal with anything. We have 2 Tybalts, even more cards here. We have an actual creature. Yeah. Oh, claim. Get my Ashiok's loyalty down? Sure. I'm just trying to close out this game, guys. Forbidden Friendship, even more creatures? Okay. At what point am I just supposed to say, alright, cool, I'll cycle Shark? Negate.
What a foolish thing you are.
I'm trying to see if there's a lethal line. I don't think there is. Opponent can just concede. They're dead next turn. I have multiple ways of killing them. Counter magic, like, we're chilling. Alright, sideboard. Definitely want these verdicts. I want these clings to stay. I think it's better than Croxa in this matchup. Opponents so far just on Rakdos. Let's take a look at their deck again. No, not that. View battlefield. There is some instants and sorceries. Yeah, we got Plum. Okay, we have a fair amount of instants and sorceries. So Negate doesn't seem bad. I think we can keep our 2 copies of Negate. We can drop off Dispute. This seems good. This seems good. What else do we really want? We could add more removal, but they're a sacrifice deck, so they're not hyper aggressive. It's not like they're trying to kill me like that. I just think it is the verdict. And then we make one more cut. Counter Magic isn't amazing against them. Shark Typhoon is fine, not amazing either. I definitely want these clings. I kind of want all the removal spells I have. I could take a Tome. Tome doesn't sound bad either. Duress, maybe. And I think they're gonna have their own Duresses. Test can get rid of Plum, but I think this is fine. Maybe it is just the Saw It Coming. But I don't even hate Saw It Coming in this match. Like, tough cut. I mean, there is a bunch of stuff that's cuttable. Like, we can trim a Shark, we could trim a Saw It Coming, we could trim a Behold. We could trim one of our sweepers, we could trim a Negate, we could trim a Iteration. Like, we got options. I'm just trying to figure out what the best option is. I think it's just Saw It Coming. Let's go. Seems slow, especially on the draw. An opponent doesn't even seem to be on Mardu. So, I mean, we'll see. These decks have a typical really hard time against Yorion decks. That's a keep. We have Exile the Graveyard and 2 bigger spells, some card advantage. Again, I don't really want to cast this on 2, but we might have to. Turn 1 Duress. Yep. What do you take? Yeah, no, sorry. If I said, I can't remember exactly what I said, but if I said we're going to have to cast Iteration on 2, that's some cap. We're not doing that. Opponent takes Behold. We'll play our island. I want this to be black, and I also want this to be red, so we'll see if we can do something else. That's actually pretty funny. Not respecting Liliana again? Come on. You just got decimated by Liliana last time. Are we going to see second Duress? I am going to put this on black, though. We have way more black cards in the deck than we do red. Unless we draw, like, Swamp off the top. Second Duress. Alright. Are you going to take Behold again? That could actually prove to be an issue. You take Iteration. Okay. Well, then that's definitely going on black. And this is definitely being foretold. Foretold. Okay, opponent's taking my card draw. They're trying to nickel and dime me out of the game. Keeping my expensive spells in hand. Scorpion. This is what I mean, like, their creatures aren't super threatening. And we need lands. Okay. I mean, I'll take land. And we drop off non-land. Let's organize the hand. Bastion. That's a card they were missing last time. Something like this. I guess that's fine. Okay. So, I mean, now we get a bit more punished for killing their creatures, but it doesn't even seem all that bad just yet. Tap land. Let's play the Nightmare. I could take this and then try to hit an Extinction event. Exile both. I think that's fine. They're all hitting us for 1 anyways. Nope. Not just yet. An opponent is already pretty low on gas. This will get them another card. Probably the Pest Summoning. This will just drain me for a bit more. So we're chilling. We're not doing too bad. Also, I could just make a 2/2 Shark and block. Ooh, Rankle. Okay. Probably gonna make me discard. Yep. No draw? No, opponent won't let me draw. Okay. Well, we get to take nothing from their hand. More blue. We can cycle for a 3/3 shark. I think that's the plan, and if the opponent doesn't not want to attack with their rankle, then we have a behold. This also helps us get to land. Okay, well, land is land, whether it be tapped or not is... I'm not complaining, let's just put it that way. As much as I want to get Liliana down. Okay, so we're taking 3 next turn. I think that's fine. We can plus and just chill with the Planeswalker on board. Right now it's going to take them 2 turns to deal with it. I'm not going to minus over a bunch of 1/1s. Land. Seems fine. I could have taken Omen there, but I want untapped lands. Maybe I should have just been greedy and taken Omen and looked for red. Okay, no castle on the opponent's end is really nice. And the fact that they're targeting Liliana is also pretty huge. So, let's plus first. Command. This is an enchantment. Okay, it feels kind of bad.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful.
So, we can Valky. Valky exile something. Force them to attack. Or we can go command plus behold. In any case, I'm putting this on red. I know that much. So what's better? Valky or behold plus command? I think because there's not a crazy threat to take out right now, we could just behold plus command. Plus it gets us some life. So, like, one of the main ways they kill us is a plum turn. Kroxa. Kroxa is annoying. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing in the yard. So, I think we just do this first to see what we hit. That's what I'm talking about. Odd to wipe everything up. Yep, that resolves. Nice and easy. So we're... Sure, I'll discard a land. I'll discard tap land. No biggie. Not anymore, at least. Okay, and is the opponent going to go face? They could put me to 3. All Liliana, nice. Okay, Liliana goes to 1. Loyalty. I'm going to command.
I need answers, not
I'm going to draw and make a treasure. I just mostly want this Magecraft trigger. Discard 2. And get a bit more mana. As you can see, we have plenty to do with it. I'm going to crack this first. Get some more blue. We have plenty of basics in the deck. Good game. Yeah, good game. Opponent knows it's over. They just can't compete with all the card advantage we have.
Never thought I'd miss that.
Like, it's not exactly fair. We go odd. Exile everything, and yeah, the opponent scoops it up. So from there, we go odd, and we can slam Ashiok with the treasure, plus, and then they have to contend with Ashiok, Liliana, and then next turn we can slam Valky. It's just, yeah, these Yorion control decks are absolutely decimating for any type of sacrifice, Rakdos-y Mardu deck. Alright guys, and we are back. So I don't want to keep you here way too long today, which is why we're not going to play another game, but I really do love this Grixis pile. It has a ton of removal, a ton of card advantage, like way more than you'd expect from a standard Grixis pile. It has basically the iterations, it has the beholds, all the planeswalkers, which by the way, it's like a mini Super Friends deck. It's just so much fun when you're just slamming planeswalker after planeswalker and forcing your opponent to deal with them. But it also has game against all the ultimatum decks or any control mirror with all the counter magic in the main deck, but also the counter magic in the sideboard, which really helps. Shark Typhoon helps with surviving, and it also is a card advantage engine and a win con on its own. I don't know, the deck just really does come together, and it is a lot of fun. Anyways, if you want to try it out for yourself, if you are a fan of Grixis Control, it will be in the description down below as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.